Hello everybody. Today I am going to show you how you can remove duplicates from your Microsoft Excel file. I hope this topic will be very helpful to you. Let's get started. You will need to open a new Microsoft Excel file. You can click here blank workbook, and then you can press the F12 button and name your file. I'll name it as remove duplicates and save this file in the default folder, which in my case is Excel for Everyone folder. Then click the save button. Let's consider the following example. Imagine that you are a person that will need to input the names of your colleagues, their first name, last name, years of experience, as well as their, let's say, monthly salary. And due to the fact that when people do certain tasks on a daily basis, it's quite common that at some point they just do mistakes. It is a human mistake, and this is why sometimes some mistakes cannot be seen initially, but they might cause some inconveniences. And one of these mistakes could be, for example, to type more than once the same record. For example, more than one data lines with the same colleague, which would appear later on as a duplicate record. In this example, I'm going just to write down a few names, but imagine that you may have a table with hundreds of names, and in some occasions you may not see or may not have the visibility, or you might get bored or get tired, and due to the fatigue you may not see the obvious, namely the duplicate record. Let's start with a simple example. We create the following table. It has got few columns. The first one would be named person ID. The second one would be first name. The third column would be last name. The fourth column has got name, years of experience on the job, and the last one would be monthly salary. You can just align your columns. From time to time I would recommend to save your job by pressing the save button. And now we've got few names to type, their years of experience, I mean your colleagues' names and years of experience on the job, as well as their monthly salary. And firstly we type person ID. First name would be Jack, last name would be Jackson. His years of experience would be 7 years, and salary, let's say $2,500, for example, US dollars. The second person would be John Smith, who has got 10 years of experience and he earns $5,000 US per month. The third one would be your colleague John Doe. He has been working on the job for 5 years and his monthly salary is $1,500. However, imagine that while you're typing there is a colleague who distracts you somehow, and then when you go back and have a look on your table, you might have forgotten that you have already entered this record for your third colleague, and then look at a paper, you just continue entering names, but again you are enter by a mistake your colleague John Doe as a duplicate record, again with the same person ID, the same name, the same surname, the same number of years of experience and salary. Then you continue, and the next person would be Johnny Jones, who is on the job for 3 years. He earns $1,250 per month. And let's say the last name in your paper is the 5th colleague, whose name is Johnny Johnson, who is a new employee and has worked just 1 year, and he gets just $1,000 per month as a salary. Now, after you have entered all the records, you can go and format your table if you wish, and then you can continue exporting the data. You can create some charts, or even you can perform some analysis, data analysis, or export the data further, which is actually another topic, and we are just only going to focus on duplicates. So for example, as I said initially, imagine that instead of just 5 colleagues, you need to enter 100 or 1000 of lines with names, which is quite time-consuming task, repetitive tasks, and in some occasions it may be a little bit bored, or because of the fatigue you might enter more than once some of the rows, so we might have actually not one but more than one duplicate rows. So in order to clean the data and to get rid or remove the rows, the duplicate ones, we can use one of the built-in functions in Microsoft Excel, which allows us to get rid of the duplicate records, I mean data rows. And for example, in order to do that, you will need first to select the range of columns with the data that you have just entered, and then you can go and select data menu, and you go to the data tools section, from where you can press the remove duplicates button. When you click on it, it automatically, I mean the function, selects all the rows that you have entered, saying that your data has headers, so that it doesn't consider the heading row. And when you click OK, you will see that actually what happened is that it has removed one duplicate value, found and removed, so that only 5 unique values remain. In this occasion, what we just did is that we automatically removed, by using the remove duplicates button, the duplicate value for the 3rd person in your list, whose name was John Doe, for which we, by a mistake or due to distraction, we typed twice his name, his ID, number of years of experience, as well as salary. In that way, what we just did, we got rid of the duplicate record or data row, and now we have a table which contains 5 unique records for any of these 5 colleagues with their number of years of experience and their monthly salary. And I would suggest here just to click on the save button to save the changes into the remove duplicates Excel file and close the file. Thank you everyone for your attention. We will continue next time.